Welcome everybody to MC Toon Live. I'm your host, MC Toon. What a coincidence. Tonight, I need to prepare you, ladies and gentlemen. Relativity is on trial, and the judge, jury, and executioner tonight is S.O.M. S.O.M. Sound of Music, he's short for. He also has gone by Sizzle Deft, and you may find him lurking around on Facebook from time to time. Now, I have received from him the PowerPoint presentation link. It's actually a Google Drive link. And I have requested access to it, but he has not yet granted me access to it. Neither has he joined the the Zoom call yet, but I have been in contact with him. Where he is a mystery at the moment, but it seems that he will be joining us tonight. So that's our hope. While I have a couple messages to him, he hasn't even read them yet. They're coming later tonight. I hope that you join for the 5-year celebration of being on YouTube between for myself and Craig FTFE. Actually, last month was the 5-year anniversary, and we just did not have a chance to do it last month. Tonight is the night, and we have 7 different challenges, and some of them involve you, the live chat participants. So you will want to make sure to be there. Oh, here he is. Here he is. You'll want to make sure that you are available to be there so that you can participate and you can assist in your favorite of the two, whether it's myself or Craig, to help win the competition for another year of bragging rights. Last year I won, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, and this year I plan to win again. So take that, Craig. Speaking of Craig, he just did a £2 super chat that said, "I'm scared." I think he's referring to S.O.M, who is all right. He's coming. It's like it's connecting. Things are happening. So be ready. Is it? There it is. S.O.M, how are you? No audio yet. Well, he's working on the audio. He's working on the audio. It'll be a minute. That's how it works. That's how it always works with him. And NA as is a new member. NA has been a member forever. Thank you for that, NA, for probably re-upping. Ghost Lee Karma is a new member, but I've seen you around too. Stringer News 1 says, "Thank Titicaca, gonna need a bigger rock." Yes. S.O.M, you need to, you'll have to turn on your microphone. Let's see if I can I say, yeah, no microphone. You need to, something's wrong with your microphone, buddy. I don't know. Oh, there you are.
And speaker tests.
All right. Well,
how's my audio?
What's that?
How's my audio?
Your audio is a little subpar, but I think that's about normal for you.
Yeah. Let me switch it so you can choose. Switch it.
FTFE says for £2 he's gaslighting you guys. I won. Everyone saw it last year. You mean? I don't know about that, Craig. But anyway, okay. I have this handy to refer to should the need arise. It's the book, the mass market book that Einstein wrote the year after he published his final paper on general relativity. So hopefully it's not needed, but I mean, if S.O.M gets his way, I gotta chuck it out at the end of tonight. All right, now you sent me that link, but I need access to it. You're gonna have to approve access to it. I sent a
yeah, sure, I did that. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. It sounds a little better, I think. Can
Okay.
everybody at home hear him okay?
How is it now?
Sounds fine to me.
Okay, cool. Then we can go ahead.
All right.
Um,
Can you
let me just wind up 1 minute tops.
you're gonna wind up for a minute.
Is that okay?
I don't know what wind up means.
Yeah,
Does it involve
just
a
a minute.
rock? Do you have a rock attached to something that you need to wind up? The rope or something?
Yeah, no, 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 not that one.
Not that one. Okay, that one you
Yeah, yeah,
took care of earlier. All right.
something
That's
else.
that's
Yeah,
sounds good.
I need to switch my data to the midnight. It's midnight here, so
Oh,
I need to switch my data.
switch your data. All right.
This,
Um,
okay, so
whatever
switch off
that
my Wi.
means. Whatever that is. All right. Um, I suppose yeah, because he he has to buy a SIM card, right, or some sort of a card that you pay as you go for data in Africa there. So, and he's switching over to the new one, something like that. So, anyway, that's what he's doing. I just for reference, I do help him in that. I don't want him to have to pay to be here. I think that's a little tough for him, considering the financial situation in his country. So I help a little bit by there's two of me now. I help a little bit by sending a few bucks to give him some assistance to pay for his data that he he uses a lot to stream video. So um, I don't know. It's always with some it's always just a little bit of a mess. So I don't, so, don't know. He's got to wind something up. Um, Pythagoras says I thought Austin already destroyed relativity. Funny. I love the way he tried to do it. What he likes to reference is the work by um, Robert Sungenis, for example, who attempted to refute relativity by um, oh, I need to make sure. Yeah, make sure you can get back in. Attempted to refute relativity by talking about the distance to the sun being 93 million miles and distant stars are distant and things are orbiting just different orbiting. It doesn't really help his position, but he thinks it does. So okay,
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. You know what time it is?
what time it is?
It's a time for some enlightenment.
All right, enlighten
Yeah,
us, Sam. We are anxiously awaiting the
the
enlightenment.
world, the world is in dark days. I don't know if it's the repeat of dark ages. We've got war in Israel, and yeah. Am I permitted to speak now?
You can speak, but could you grant access so that I can display your PowerPoint presentation?
Okay, so the access code is take note.
Wait, I
Let me
don't.
write it down.
No, you just need to grant access because
No, it's password.
I didn't get
It's password protected.
I didn't get there yet. So when I click on the link you sent me, it says you need access, request access, or switch to an account
Ah,
with access.
the drive access.
Yes, yeah. So you should have
Okay, let
a
me.
notification. Check your Gmail. Check your
Yeah, I just
Gmail.
shared it, so I'll grant you the access
All right.
in
Super.
a bit.
Um, Nerd Alert says, be kind. As Sam said, we can disagree to agree.
Okay,
All right. That still didn't give me access.
All right, I'm gonna go offline a bit. The type of machine I'm using is Apollo 11 type of tech, so
Okay.
it's a bit
Yeah,
slow
where they get the
to
is
put
it
it.
is it
So
susceptible to space viruses?
not really.
Okay. Oh, good.
It
Yeah.
can't even detect modern
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
go
Well,
offline,
you have to
so
go
I
offline to.
can load my Chrome.
Uh-huh.
Load my Chrome.
Okay. Load your Chrome. Uh all right. FTFE says, please tell Sam to leave relativity alone. It is fun. Oh my gosh. Icy Spin, Sam. My eyes are glued in anticipation of evidence. I do see Van Devil if I want to turn off the heart icon in the corner. I will maybe do that, but not at the moment. Um, Professor Parks, PhD, always happy to have you here. Says to help out Sam and his data issues. Thank you for that, Professor Parks. Icy Spin says I'll be back in 1 hour. I don't want to miss the start. He actually didn't go offline. He's still there. I I don't know what he's doing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, where's Brianna? Brianna must be
Travel mate before 80. This laptop is trash.
what? I don't know what. My goodness. I I think I suspect that he thinks that he's not transmitting his video. Um Hopefully he doesn't. Oh, there it is. He stopped transmitting his video. As soon as I said it, all he needs to do is go into Google Docs and approve access. I don't know why that's. Jeez. All right, drop the heart thing. Well, I got a minute to do it now. All
For
right.
$100 million.
What about it? All right. Go to channel settings. Look under live reactions. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna do it. Channel settings.
CPU 100%.
Dude,
Oh! Woo!
oh my gosh.
This MacBook Pro is trash, man.
Uh, all you're running is Zoom and it's 100%. That is old. Channel settings. Look under live reaction. Channel settings.
Laptop CPU is at 100%. I'm just trying to.
I don't know what
Why is it at 100%?
what kind of space virus you got going on there.
7th gen.
Dude, I don't know where in my channel settings, look under live reactions. So channel settings, there's no just like live reactions. There's settings, and then there's within there is general, nothing there. Channel, couldn't find it. Upload permissions, community, I don't know, create community. That's where I can add moderators and stuff. No, I don't know where that is. Maybe a little more clear step by step on that. I don't know where it is offhand, and there's so many settings that you wind up hunting for stuff for quite a while sometimes. So, Cretan Bull says relativity in danger by someone who can't use a PC. That's correct. That is quake in your boots, people. And Stringer News 1 says paraphrasing Mr. Creosote. Better get a bit bucket. Mr. Creosote is from a Monty Python sketch from, I believe, was in The Meaning of Life, as well as some of their TV show sketches where they feed him just one more chocolate wafer. It's wafer thin. Okay. All right. There it is. All right. Second tab called customization. Settings. See, that's not where it is. Maybe it's for the particular video. All right, I'm going in. I'm walking through customization. Okay, so yeah, so it's for the video. It's not in my creator studio. You see live chat precipitant mode. You see something called live reactions. All right, there it is. Okay, got it. And then I like to do this. I'll do this. Right now, watch. Slow mode. Watch this. Yes, 33 seconds. Oh, Siggy shows up. Look at that. Siggy with a what's he test? A member super chat versus says Oprah made it. Glad you made it, Oprah. And then gifted 50 live memberships. Thank you so much for that. Siggy and I and two others are recording something. One of them might be out tonight. The English one might be out tonight. I'm looking for, can you guess? I need an English speaker, a Spanish speaker, preferably Argentinian, a French speaker, and a Russian speaker. I have all of them, and we are each reading something, the same thing in different languages, and they're going to be published as separate videos. So there it is. Oh, and Siggy comes in saying, finally a stream on a Tuesday early enough for me. Thank you so much for that, Siggy. Very kind. 666 ARSs. Hail Santa. All right. Now, I don't know what's going on with S.O.M. Just left. He was here a second ago. Now he's gone. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there's no Klingon version for it. Sorry about that. Anybody, any guesses? I don't see any guesses as to what it is, but so I know I need to manage S.O.M. And I've learned over time how to manage him. I need to, in the days leading up to the debate, I need to message him every single day. So if you look at our chat history, every day for the last 4 days at least, I've sent him a message. And then I sent him yesterday, I go 24 hours, and then 12 hours ago, 12 hours, and then throughout the day peppering him so that he knows, because he's in the past totally forgotten that we had a debate arranged. So how is it that he, oh my gosh. So he can't even send a link or approve the, he didn't email it to me. Sometimes people email it, Google Docs links to my mctoon@mctoon.net address. But the account I use for Google is actually mctoon27@gmail.com. So then I have to request access, and usually within a few seconds, there it is. But not with S.O.M. Not in S.O.M. Real Cygnus says I'm fluent in derp and jive. Well, surely you can't be serious. To which you all say, thank you, Siggy, is what you all say. Thank you again, Siggy, who comes in with says another 50 because I've been away too long, because Tuesdays are date nights for me. So hail Sagan. Thank you again. Another 50. Judy Bassett says time is relative for some. And yeah, that's part of the management of it. I know that the culture that in Africa where he lives might be a little less punctual. That's part of the management of it, I guess. So thank you for that, Judy. Again, Siggy, so generous. Thank you so much for that. And we've got Busload UK says, has S.O.M gone for a relativity break? I don't know. I don't know. Poll for who's gotten a Siggy gifted membership. Okay, I can do that. Start a poll. Have you received a Siggy membership? There it is. It's live. Siggy says we're waiting on the flurf. Maybe he screwed up the time zones. No, he was here a minute ago. And all he needed to do was approve the Google Docs link. He sent me his presentation as a Google Docs link. A great way to do it. Perfect way to do it. Unfortunately, he didn't approve it when I sent the request for access. And then when he got on Zoom, his CPU was 100%. It's a MacBook Pro. So this has got to be a pretty old MacBook Pro that he's on. Because Zoom isn't Zoom alone. Because he doesn't need to run anything other than Zoom. Because I'm doing all the streaming. I'm going to send him the presentation as it's on screen for me. He needs to do nothing but run Zoom. And he's not even connected to Zoom at the moment. Ziggy says he's probably Googling how to Google. It's like when Homer called, "Hello, information. What's the number for 911?" Look, Sam does tech support. He says he does tech support. Like, he says he actually got educated in it after, in a secondary school of some sort, post-secondary. I don't know. I need to, I'm going to have a little tune shine here. It's not, I don't know. It's not doing it. It's not doing it. It's a relatively old MacBook. Very true. Jiffy Jivwald comes in gifting 5 memberships. Thank you for that, Jiffy. While we're waiting, he's still here. There is, if you all right, this is going back in time. I debated Nathan Roberts over 4 years ago. It was on Simon Dan's channel, and Nathan did not know what hit him. He got a little baffled. That was one of my favorite debates. So it's on my channel too. You can find it from years ago. Well, Nathan Roberts, who's kind of stopped doing stuff. He's like, I don't like YouTube. I'm going to take my balls and I'm going to leave. And so he left. He went over to some other streaming platform, and 14 people came with him, and that was the end. So he doesn't do stuff much anymore. But his buddy is Dean Odell. Dean Odell is a pastor of a church that does preach flat earth. Most churches don't. His does. It's a tiny little nothing of a church, but there it is. Dean is the one that found, by cherry picking, the government documents where NASA admits those documents. Dean is the one that found them. Nathan Roberts is the one that kind of popularized them. There are 44 of them. I downloaded and read every one of them, and I put them on my website at mctoon.net/govdocs. So if you ever find a flurf that's referencing one, and they typically just give you a screenshot highlighting just the words that they want, because cherry picking is all they can do. Hold on a second. All right. So that's who it's from, Dean Odell. Well, Dean Odell and some other pastors that are kind of Southern fire and brimstone-y kind of pastors know each other. One of them, named Greg Locke, who is outside of Nashville, has a significantly larger church than Dean Odell. A couple weeks ago, laughed at flat Earth and the idea, because some of his people were saying, "Hey, flat Earth." So what? They had some back and forth, and in the end, Greg challenged Dean to come to his church and do a presentation, and they'll have sort of a debate. This is now been scheduled apparently for December 4. Saturday, December 4th. So I might go. I'm thinking about going to that. I have reached out to the Greg Locke. No answer back. I don't know why, but anyway, that's what might be happening. So I don't know if you're in Tennessee and if you're interested in that. It's definitely outside of a lot of people's interest going to that type of a church. It's a bit outside of what I would attend, but yeah. Anyway, my son just messaged me, so remember to let FTFE know you're gonna have to reschedule. No, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna, whatever happens with S.O.M, we're gonna end, and then we'll switch to Craig, and the 5-year celebration. If S.O.M can't get his stuff together, then we'll just laugh for a while and do whatever we do. In the meantime, oh my goodness, Jiffy Jiffwald said, "Love you, Tune. Hi, Siggy, you rock too." Who's a member who had just given 5 memberships. Then Siggy gave another 50. Siggy said, if we're FAQ, we're giving away 200 memberships today. Oh my goodness. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Dude, he's on fire. Hates Stairs says, pretty sure Greg already said it's going to be a biblical debate with no science. And yes, that is mostly what he suggested. Though he did open the door for Dean to bring whoever he wants, talk as long as they want, and bring all the science they want. If I remember what he said clearly. So that's why I'm like, hey, no doubt that should be fair. It should be even, right? If they can do if other people can come, then you could bring your own people. I don't know. Even if they're not going to say, hey, you can give a presentation, I might still go. So, Greeton Bull says, when Greg Locke is right, you know that you're really, really, really wrong. Greg is an interesting one for sure. I watched a couple things and I'm like, wow, that's out there. That's whatever. I think it's probably a little more common for that region of the United States. I think that's kind of middle of the road. I don't know. It's not Minnesota, that's for sure. Stop Fakin is a new member at Newton. Thank you for that, Stop Fakin. But it has the completed Rubik's cubes, which suggests that it's not just a brand new membership. So let's see. So what part who asked? Somebody asked what part of Tennessee? It's just outside Nashville. I think it's just east of Nashville a little bit. The name of the church is New Globe Horizon. I don't know. New Global Horizon. There's a globe in the name of the church. So anyway. So anyway, I've got this. I thought where, oh my gosh. What? Sam was gonna bring the heat. He brought the hat. This is Sam. Standard for Sam. Just where are you? I don't know. All he has to do is and let me check, and he still hasn't granted access. I don't know what he's doing. What could he be doing? Judy got this, says Greg Locke may think you're a witch or an owl. He's afraid of both. I don't know enough about him to know whether he's scared of that type of stuff. Hopefully he doesn't think I'm a witch. I mean, I'm not flammable, and I don't weigh the same as a duck. So, I mean, that test, I'm not scared of that test. Charlie Welch says, waka, 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 let's all go to Lake Titicaca. That rhymes. You could probably write a like a camp song thing, what's the name of the kind of stereotypical camp name from the camp movies? I don't know. Can I wiggle my nose, says Golden Knight. I cannot. So I'm not a bewitched type of witch. That's for sure. So which country in Africa? He hasn't said which country publicly, so I won't say. I won't say. I'll just leave it at that. It's a big place. So S.O.M is greater than Pastor Flatsoid, according to Charlie Welch. Where are you, S.O.M? I gotta. He is. If you, where did you go? If you're on Facebook, you'll see him. He's on there as Blessings NGM. I'm gonna end the poll. See what it is. So have you received a Siggy membership? Yes, 29%. No, 70%, and 1%. That Google can't count for some reason. So. All right. Your grandma and my grandma sitting by the fire? Camp, I need a flirfa. Camp, oh, I forget. Yeah. People are trying to help. But, let's see. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Was Siggy gifted another 50? That makes it an even 200. Thank you for that again, Siggy. You are too kind. So that will bring the numbers up, definitely. And then he comes in with a 50 ARSs, says 435 watching, 200 memberships given. At least 40% of you got one from me today. There it is. That's for sure. All right. Okay. It's probing time, says Sam Blue sitting at your window. Sometimes the context is missing. Is this what's the name of that camp? Maybe somebody already said it and I'm just not. I messaged him. I said, where did you go? Nothing. Oh my gosh. He's not from Togo. No, Sam's on a Mac. But it looked like just running Zoom, he was at 100% CPU. So I don't know. Oh, Song Blue is a Neil Diamond song. That sounds familiar now. I'm not a Neil Diamond listener much, so unless he's done some metal songs. Has he? I don't know if he's done some metal songs. Andreas Eld says Slim Cyborg is live right now. Invasion. Well, I don't want to get off track when Sam hopefully comes back. So who is the best flirf you've ever debated? It says JB. Best. So how do you define best? The one that brought up interesting questions. How about Allen Space Audits? That was the best debate. That was actually approached actually being a debate of sorts. Because the debate wasn't about whether or not the Earth is flat. The debate was about relativity, specifically special relativity. That is a topic that actually can be debated back and forth because there's evidence that you can consider for it. The thing about debating special relativity with a flat earther is that is that all of the things that they want to cite contradict flat Earth. So it's a funny thing because you can look at it and you say, because I mean, when it comes to relativity, whatever. Let science say what science says. And if somebody comes up with a better idea, awesome. Prove it out, test it out, make sure it works. And super. And people say they know for sure that there is something more accurate, more broad than relativity to be found. Awesome. Someday it might happen. So I'm not scared of that. I'm not concerned about that. And it is something that actually can be debated. But flat Earth, they never bring anything because everything about flat Earth you can falsify instantly, right? The sun could never set. Well, they say, well, perspective, go ahead. And then they don't. You ask them to actually back up their claim about perspective, and they don't. They change the topic. When you're like, well, show me measurements. They don't show measurements of flatness. The only thing they ever do is they're like, well, here's my misunderstanding of the globe. So you see, that's the standard flat Earth type debate. But when it comes to relativity, it could be real. So it could be a real debate. So that was the most, interesting one. Outside of that, where it's just actually real flat Earth stuff, I don't know. I mean, Austin is keeps you more on your toes than some of the flirfs that just got their welcome packet at Flirf Camp, which is most of them. And funny, Austin often goes to the Flirf 101 packet from Flirf Camp. He tries to talk about the black swan, which is super easy to shut Austin up with, because you just do this. Oh, come on.
Refraction always happens. That's why it's important.
There it is.
Well, if you can't adequately account for refraction, you can't make a claim about the apparent location. Now, can you, Randy?
No, you can't.
I'm claiming that you haven't even actually accounted for all the variables, and you're touting your trigonometry that literally hand waves dismiss one of the most important variables when it comes to perception, which is refraction.
Well, it's refraction, exactly.
I'm a stupid flat earther, right? And I'm just a loser.
That's right. Anyway, who's the worst flirf you've debated? The worst flirf. They're typically the religious flirfs that are super evil. Why are the religious flirfs the most evil? So that guy a couple weeks ago, Greg? Is it Greg? Yeah, hold on. I have it here. Greg Johnson. Greg Johnson is really, really bad. Latter-day Saints is a particularly horrible person. Right the Hand is an exceptionally terrible person. Those are so like how horrible they are, those. For how simplistic they are, like they're terrible debaters. The guy last week, Dan Goldsmith, terrible. He didn't, I mean, he's so indoctrinated and so completely gullible that when he'll just say something and he did zero looking it up. He shows that video, of something 90 some kilometers away or whatever it was. He's like, that's impossible. And when he said that he had never done any lookup on it. He had just heard somebody else say it. And so he felt comfortable parroting it. And I'm like, well, let's go through the math. He had no clue how to do the math. Not the first idea. And so when I gave him an opportunity to do that, he just went and watched videos because he needed to brush up on it. He challenged me to the debate. Unfortunately for him, I accepted. David Kane, aka SSUM 369, says tomfoolery. Yes, he's quite an awful person. Fred Durst, yes, the wish.com Fred Durst, who is Jason. He goes, I don't know his last name, Jason whatever. DMOC is another horrible person. Yep, I've not debated G-Man. So goodness, yeah, Daniel Bland is another horrible person. Stephen Patrick was a while ago. If you look on there, he wasn't as horrible. So, tracation, yes. He's just hilariously dumb. So, all right. Icy Spin says Siggy left dev mode on for super chats again. And then Siggy says Sam will show up in 4 hours and then say you didn't want to debate him because you're afraid. I don't know where Sam is. I sent him a message. He hasn't even read it yet. So, I mean, this is so far relativity is thoroughly intact. So the question I'm asking, is Sam like sitting there like furiously trying to get something working and it's not? Because here we are 40 minutes in and nothing. Jeez. D-Mock is online. Oh yeah, okay. Santos. Of all of them, who is, yeah, all right. Who is the most simpletony of all simpletons? And who is the most evil of all flat earthers? That combination there goes to Santos. Santos Bonacci is one of the most horrible, disgusting humans on the globe. And he lives alone in a remote part of Mexico, pretending to be some sort of a spiritual guru. That's what he does. And if you're interested in whether or not, what he should be, I don't know. I will let you make up your mind on what you might want to do. But if you go to his most recent video from today, it's called The Missing Link, interview 605 with Santos Bonacci. Well, it was yesterday, actually. And then go to the 2 hours and 11 minute mark. Just write that down for yourself. You can go do that later. I could not play it on here. My channel would be, I would certainly get a strike if that was on my channel. And somehow it is on his channel. I probably YouTube is unaware that he has said that. So, you know what to do. Anyway, we've got Greenbowl says the best flurf was the guy who thought that he debunked Pythagoras, but didn't know how to balance the equation. That was Iggy. That's right, Iggy. Oh, and then Iggy's soulmate, Marissa, who thought that that Sirius was, and she called it Cirrus, was the North Star because it's the only binary star, according to her, and that the North Pole was actually over the Eye of Africa, and that the South Pole was in Australia, because water is diamagnetic, and so water would be repelled from the magnetic field, and so it has to be dry. It can't be wet, because she doesn't know how weak diamagnetism is. Sam's dog ate his Google Drive. It's always a comedy of errors with him. Oh my gosh, it's just I see Rachel's. I expect his attempted debunk. You have faith, Rachel. I love your faith, Rachel. It's ill placed, but I love your faith. He's a tech guy. He says. He's a tech guy, and he can't get his. Oh my gosh, he still hasn't read the message I sent him. All right, well, I'm gonna have to. I need some more Toonshine, or some tabs to start here. So, I have been in contact with FE Driver, and FE Driver wanted to have Witsit with him to debate. So I have been texting him, and he's like, how come you didn't send an email to Witsit yet? I'm like, oh, I didn't write down your email address. And then so he sent it to me in text. And so then the next, I don't know, next day or day later or whatever, he's like, have you sent it? How come you haven't sent an email to Witsit yet? I'm like, well, he's in Texas this weekend. It's like, we'll do it now. So anyway, we still owe completing the level 2 review with FTFE. Yeah. I was watching that today, prepping for a video I'm working on. Little clip from that's going to be in there. Jeez. Well, where is he? It's so funny. So, all right. Green Bull says the best flurf with the guy who thought, debunked. Yeah, Iggy. Syringer's one, he says he's a flurf. His battery died and he has no charger. I could be. This is. Oh my gosh. Second Best Bob gifted a membership. Thank you for that, Second Best Bob. Gregorio Gannon 5 or V says, let's face it, they're all terrible, they're all stupid, and they are all terribly stupid. Yep. All of the adjectives. And then Siggy with 200 ARS says, hey, MC Toon Line, if you think you can get me in touch with Planar Walk to do an observation of Sigma Octantis, at the same time proving once for all that the South Pole exists. I can. I will connect you on Discord. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. Right now I'm going to do it. While I have a minute, I'm going to, let's see, hold on. I got to make sure it's, the thing about, there it is. The thing about Discord is you can't create a chat group with somebody unless you're a friend with them. You can chat with them if you're on the same server as them, but you can't create a chat group unless you're friends. So, Manteville, you should send a chat to Sam saying, just reminder, only -1 hours left till debate time. I shall do that right now. I shall do. I hope that a nuclear bomb has exploded there. I don't know. Ziggy says, I don't have Facebook, but if you have an email or hangout, we can ping Sam for you. So, no, he's just on, the only contact I have with Sam is through Facebook, and he has not read the message. He sent the one I sent he read the one I sent a little bit ago that said, where did you go? He has made, and I can download. All right. I have access to the debate slides now. All right. We are making progress here. We're making progress. It's just a PowerPoint. There it is. I'm opening it in Google Slides. Okay, and then there's a password. Oh my gosh. All right, I got it. This is insanity. Yeah, so I mean, he didn't, I mean, how many times did I tell him I need access to it? And he's like, here's the password. I don't need the password yet. Anyway, so yeah, Siggy, you were wanting to ping Sam on somewhere. Yeah, Facebook's the only place. Try password. It's not password. Well, let me try password 1. It's not password 1. Siggy says, let the dumb fackery begin. Yes. It someday soon it might. And then Alyssum says, has Ramen Ortiz hit you up yet? He's been running his mouth again on various channels that you're not up for having him. Gotta flirf to flirf. Yeah, he thinks for some reason, Ramen Ortiz thinks that, I don't know why he thinks that. I am ready. Ramen noodles Ortiz, Ramen Ortiz noodles. I don't know. I'm ready if you, let's set it up. Next week is open. Hey, heck, you want to do it this week? Let's do it this week. Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know. Yep. And then we've got, so I think he's coming. So hopefully. Stayer says there are 10 kinds of people. The ones that can computer and the ones that can't. It's actually 1-0. That's binary. Anyway, so yes, thank you for that. West Side Girl Reacts for $4.99 says deep dive into Genesis this time tomorrow. Deep dive into Genesis. So are you starting with the Peter Gabriel era or starting with the Phil Collins era? I'm okay with the Peter Gabriel stuff. I'm really just a Phil Collins type Genesis fan. Even the earlier stuff, Wind and Wuthering, and then where there were 3, Abacab, I'm good with those. Duke, yeah, good stuff. I like them. And oh my goodness, we have Sam back. Sam,
Whoa.
what happened?
Apologies for that seeming selfish incident. 1,000 apologies. I don't know. I received like multiple denial of services. I wasn't going through my Chrome. I don't know. This did not happen like the whole day. Now that I'm trying to join the debate, I don't know who is hacking or anything, but it was just denial of services.
It's probably the French mimes that are doing it.
Probably.
You cannot trust the French mimes. Okay, I need the password.
Yeah.
I need the password now.
Back from Hamas. Back from Hamas.
Probably not.
What? So the P word is no matter the shape, the password.
Yeah.
Because the access has been granted, right?
Yes. Now I just need the password.
So yeah, I did that deliberately so that you don't implicate my slide.
Okay.
So the password is caps lock on.
Okay.
Without spaces.
Spaces. Just a second. I don't have a caps lock key. I removed the caps lock key. So does it help? Can I do it if I just press and hold the shift key?
Yeah, sure. It works the same way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just don't click anywhere.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready.
So no matter the shape, it's the next way. Dome is real.
The dome is real or dome is real?
No matter the shape, dome is real. No matter the shape, dome is real. That's you typing it.
I got it. That unlocked it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Are we live?
We have been the whole time. We've had some chuckles. We've enjoyed a little bit of shaking our head and scratching our head at where you went.
Yeah, apologies for that incident. I don't know. I had to restart the PC. Had I thought that earlier on, I would have been back in no time. So I had to restart the PC. And
all right.
Everything is going smooth so far. Maybe they won't have the firewall again.
Yep. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna get it so that people can watch as I go through it here. Let's see.
Yeah, sure. How's the world doing? We've got the war in Israel. My nation is being struck with anthrax, a disease, and it's dark days.
Anthrax.
You hold it in there.
Well, I haven't seen anthrax ever. I did see Testament open for Slayer and Megadeth, though. So I'm hoping someday to see
Yeah, so
Anthrax, Megadeth, Slayer, and Metallica all together. That would be great. What do you think?
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, all right.
Because everyone wants to go vegan
What?
by force.
All right.
Everybody has to go vegan.
Whatever that means. Okay, I'm going to share. There it is. I'm going to share the slides to you so you can see what it is that you are presenting to all of us.
In relation.
Yes. So all right.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So
yep. All right. So we see yeah, and we see from your nose up. It's a good amount of you, I suppose, to be visible. That's yeah. All right. Anyway, all right. So let's see it. I've got it. I've not looked at it before. Einstein's relativity versus modern relativity. So, all right.
absolutely. So
Okay.
yeah, we look into this relativity.
All right. Let it flow. Let yourself go.
So yeah.
So I know that is the tempo.
So yeah, let's do this. So
let's do this.
We've got globes on the other side. We've got flat earthers on the other side. Let's talk relativity, regardless of the shape of the earth. So Albert's theory on relativity is famous for predicting some really weird phenomena like astronauts aging slower than people on Earth, solid objects changing their shapes at high speeds.
Yeah, really?
Where did you lag behind?
Really, was astronauts aging slower really one of the big things when he was first proposing it? Is that what they were all talking about, or were they talking about something else? Anyway, all right,
we all talk about something else.
Yeah, let's.
This
yeah.
isn't. It's textbook.
Yeah, keep going. All right. Let's.
Yeah, so it's textbook. Unless, yeah. So he talked about people aging slower. That is in space, right?
All right. Yep.
So we have a problem there.
Where?
Just there, we have a problem because the first man, if really Einstein talked about people aging slower in space, that in itself is a problem because the first man to successfully go into space was on 12 April 1961. Now, that is the year, many years after Einstein had died.
Many.
1955.
Yeah. Yeah. How many?
So how
many years?
1955 to 1961. Let the people comment.
Let the people comment on how many years. Okay. So could you now? I'm sure the audience might be unfamiliar with what you're talking about. The audience, this is called the twin paradox, but I think probably it's best to allow S.O.M to give a description of the twin paradox. Okay, so for the audience, so that they know what it is.
He's talking about. They spoke about Einstein saying he predicted how people were aging slower in space in the time that nobody went to space.
Yeah, but could you explain then for the audience what the twin paradox is?
You explain what the twin paradox is, because I had a problem. The more I was reading through relativity, the more I become less smart about the subject.
I believe you.
The more I knew little.
Yes.
When I was trying to force myself through.
That sounds like exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want me to explain to you the twin paradox?
You explain the paradox.
Okay. Yeah. So essentially the twin paradox is, let's say somebody stays on the Earth and somebody goes into space and then travels many, many light years distance at a rather high rate of speed. So let's say they accelerated at 9.8 meters per second squared to go to our nearest star, and then turned around and came back and accelerated the other direction back, and then they would wind up back here, and the twin that traveled, that was accelerated, actually the one that was in the accelerating frame
Before
is the
1961.
is the one that's then older, right? So that's the twin paradox. This wasn't something that was as Einstein was talking about.
Is it a theory or it's just a paradox?
I'm just explaining the paradox. So
It's more modern.
yeah. So so that was really the idea.
Is the paradox in modern relativity or Einstein's relativity? Is the paradox in modern relativity or Einstein's relativity? Because we've got two things.
There's a difference between modern relativity and Einstein's relativity.
Absolutely, because if you talk about the twin paradox happening before 1961, that was before any man went to space.
Yeah.
So how was that possible?
It's just a thought experiment. Actually, it's not a real experiment. Nobody's actually expecting that they're going to test the age of a person who has traveled to our nearest star and back. So
one down. So one down. Another theory that is based on thought. So one down.
No, actually, but are you aware of the actual empirical tests that they did of this?
In modern relativity, that's going to conflict. That's going to conflict with Einstein's relativity.
What is the difference between modern relativity and Einstein's relativity?
Modern relativity is the things that we write about Einstein in conclusion of what Einstein, the things that he did, these are not really actual things that contained in Einstein's relativity.
Now, are you aware of the actual? So the twin paradox is about one of the features of relativity called. Let the audience know what that's about. The feature. You know what that's about? It's a feature. The twin paradox exhibits a feature of relativity called. Do you know what it is?
The audience?
Time dilation.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So now are you aware then of the experiments that people have done about time dilation?
People are doing experiments out of ambition. A lot of experiments, and you know that theory, relativity is just a theory. It can't be proven.
Okay, no, but I'm asking you. That's not how theories work. But I'm asking you for what the experiments are. That can you reference some of the experiments that people have done to actually test time dilation? Just because if we're going to talk about relativity, we really need to talk about the experiments that people have done about it, right? So
sure,
yeah. Which of the time dilation experiments did you examine and find to be lacking, maybe?
Myself?
Yeah. Like which of the time dilation experiments did you think are the ones that we should talk about right now?
Like I told you, the more I digested and do these things, the more I became less smart.
Correct. So yeah, I believe you.
I wasn't interested anymore. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't look into actually any of the experiments on time dilation?
I did, but they just became more boring and hard to believe.
Did they?
So I couldn't keep that in my medulla for.
Did they kind of? Was it a little hard to understand? I mean,
lazy.
Relativity is sometimes a little challenging to understand, right?
No, it's one of those books that you trying hard, but
that's a good idea. Which book did you read? Book or books did you read preparing for this? Or what resources did you read on relativity? I mean, obviously, you probably went through, for example, this book. You probably spent a little bit of time reading on the application of general relativity and
Yeah, but in
um,
summaries, in summary, of
and
course.
and Einstein's butter equations.
It-
Yeah, did you work through any of his
it's been
butter
months.
equations?
Yeah, I came across that, but
Yeah.
like I say,
So like, did you do
always
any?
became less smart.
Did you do like watch any of the or go over any of the
Experiments?
derivations of Einstein's butter equations?
No,
No. Okay. All right.
no comprehender.
I believe you. Okay. Well. All right. Let's
Back to
move
the
on.
slides.
Yeah, we'll move on. All right. Here we go.
So I had a point. I
Okay.
had a point before. Say if Einstein spoke about people aging in space,
Uh-huh.
then the first man went to space in 1961. That was years after he died. I mean that safe to say that can be debunked. Maybe that's just
Actually
what
not.
modern
I mean, just
modern
because.
relativity created.
Yeah.
That's just what modern relativity created.
Yeah, but just for
That was
reference,
out of
just for reference, just because the person that came up with an idea is alive or not alive at the current time doesn't actually mean anything about whether or not an experiment that would be related to their idea is valid or invalid. They don't need to be continue to be living in order for an experiment to be done based on their ideas.
we know Einstein didn't conclude his findings, but
He didn't.
it becomes
what was left?
Yeah,
What was left unconcluded of relativity?
A lot of things, which has brought modern relativity today.
Oh,
it's
okay.
just a theory.
So a
it's
lot
not
of
concluded.
things. Just a
And
lot of
theories
things.
to say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Special relativity and all that, quantum. So the thing is, if you pick up a copy of Einstein's original paper on relativity from 1905, it's a straightforward read. His text is plain and clear, and his equations are mostly just algebra. Nothing that would bother a typical high schooler. But general relativity is mathematically very tricky.
Why did you cross out bother?
Something that wouldn't bother, because today we are bothered by relativity with a lot of calculations and equations that are mathematically tricky.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not what Einstein.
So I mean, did you?
That does not reflect Einstein's relativity.
Yeah. So obviously for this, you read his 1905 paper, right? You did get a copy of it and read it.
I did, and I digested a lot, but
yeah. Did you read Did you read it in the original Hungarian, or did you read it in English?
No, it's English, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Is your Hungarian not up to par?
Are you Hungarian up to par?
Mine is not. No. I don't have any Hungarian ancestry to rely on either. So yeah. All right.
That's equal. It sounds like Hungarian.
So what was for the audience, Sam? What was the name of the paper from 1905 that you read from Einstein?
Oof, what was that paper? I can't seem to grasp.
No, nothing.
Can't seem to grasp.
All right.
I knew.
Yeah, it's on the electrodynamics of buttered toast. Something's lost in the translation, I think.
Oh yeah.
From Hungarian. So, all right. Okay. So let's move forward then. So you crossed out for some reason. General relativity is mathematically very tricky.
Based on modern relativity, like they conclude in what Einstein did. Some of the things he did were not complex as is in books.
Yeah. All right.
So it's not mathematically very tricky. He used algebra. So
yeah. Where in relativity he used what?
You use modern scientists.
Yeah, but what
they use?
What parts of math did he use in general relativity?
In general, it was all, general relativity is arguably a thing brought about Einstein.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I just want to. For the audience, Sam, it might be nice for you to cover the
guy
type of
only
math.
used algebra in everything. Special relativity, general relativity, quantum, whatever, and the other one. Since there are four, he used algebra.
He only used
Simple.
algebra. He
But
didn't
modern
use
relativity.
He didn't use anything past algebra to do general relativity.
Modern relativity. That's modern relativity propaganda.
Okay.
That's been put
Okay.
there.
All right. Okay. Well, should
The
we?
guy was a dropout. This school dropout. 15 years. Yeah. Move to the next slide. I think
got
I
it.
included
Okay.
some of that.
All right. Fancy math is crossed out. I don't know why, but
Yeah. So fancy math was never the point for Einstein, like we just discussed in the previous slide.
Okay.
He liked to think visually, visually coming up with experiments in his mind's eye and working them around in his head until he could see the ideas. Not calculate, but see the ideas. Not cross some, numbers on the ground and all. No. He was visual and he could see the ideas and physical principles with crystalline clarity. That's Einstein relativity. So
that's interesting. Yeah. So
he was not a guy. He was not a guy for fancy math.
Yeah. He wasn't, but yet somehow, a good amount of fancy math showed up, right?
It showed up based by what we conclude, like it's in the modern relativity.
So now
so
just
they're confusing us.
Yeah. So for reference, Sam, did you write this little this thing yourself?
No, I read the. I like. What's this? Is this source? Is this true about Einstein or not? So this. Everybody who's read books about Einstein knows.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
He wasn't a fancy guy.
Just curious. Did you write this? What's on the screen right now? Was this the product of your mind, or was this from somewhere else?
As I was reading through articles, I decided to copy out some sections because it would take me time to repeat the same thing. How can I type the same thing?
A perfectly fine thing to do.
I wrote this.
Yeah, just for reference.
I wrote this.
That
based
is
on reference.
Absolutely fine. Nothing wrong
citation.
with that. Yeah, and no citation. Typically what you do is you cite your source. What you should have done is you should have put the link to the nationalgeographic.com article that you plagiarized.
The thing was in my head.
Yeah.
The things were in my head.
Yeah. So anyway,
I wasn't reading.
While you were talking,
the slides.
I copied that text and I Googled it, and it's from nationalgeographic.com.
Nah.
So I put the link. I put the link in the.
I read this thing.
Yeah, I put the link in the live chat for everybody to have a look at. Yeah.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
If you read something to say, like the 9 planets.
Yeah.
My very early mother just sent us 9 potatoes, and then you Google that out, and then you find it on BBC, on CNN, on Fox. Are you going to say the person cited? This is English. Think visually is a universal term. Mind's eyes are universal terms. Fancy math, everything. Yeah. You can find this everywhere, anyway.
But just
because you found crystalline clarity on BBC, don't mean I copied that out from BBC. This is English. It's a common phrase.
The problem is that whole phrase. The whole phrase. Here. I can right there. Now I can't scroll this, so I took a screenshot. So let me show you in a second here. I'll get the screenshot. That whole passage actually is almost unmodified.
Actually, it is wiki.
Yeah.
Search wiki and you find the same thing. Because I was reading. I think I never read from National. Yeah, it was all through wiki.
It was.
So maybe National Geographic copied from wiki.
or maybe
They
Wikipedia.
copy.
Maybe Wikipedia,
No.
because this is what Wikipedia does. Maybe Wikipedia
No,
referenced
maybe
somebody
they
else.
copied too. So you gotta sanction them too. Maybe they copy.
Yeah. Certainly somebody is copying somebody else.
We're all
And
copying. It's called research when you're in the
it's called
university.
called plagiarism. Actually, is the name of it.
And due to AI, you can write a whole book and
That doesn't make plagiarism okay.
get a
All right.
PhD.
All right, here we
Get a
go.
PhD.
Here is the National Geographic website that I found here, and then
I
let me
read
read
about
here.
4 things.
That's because fancy math was never the point for Einstein. He liked to think visually, coming up with experiments in his mind's eye and working them around with his head until he could see the ideas and physical principles with crystalline clarity.
I did read that.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, excellent. All right. So just
I
for
did
reference,
read that,
everybody, he plagiarized
and I
that.
wrote, wow.
Anyway,
think-
so should we move on to the next
I
one?
think I'm good at memorizing. I memorized everything and wrote it back. Like, wow.
Word for
I didn't know
word.
I'm good at that.
Word for
Yeah,
word.
we can move to the next slide.
All right. Yeah, you want to move. That's a good idea. All
I
right.
can be a type, yeah.
All right, Sam. There
So
it is.
about Einstein's,
All right.
about Einstein and typically all flat earthers. You can copy that. And you won't find it anywhere.
Okay.
So one of his cool teachers, like this is like flat earthers have got something in common with this guy called Einstein.
Yeah.
I like Einstein. He was traditional, but then they plagiarized him. Like the modern relativity plagiarized Einstein and added things which were not in his findings and everything. But he's a cool guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Einstein is typical
All right,
to
all
all
right, go
flat
ahead.
earthers.
Go ahead.
So one of his school teachers did tell him that he wouldn't amount to anything. But this was probably more to do with his desire to question everything and his refusal to accept things as fixed, like me and all the flat earthers. So Einstein did initially, he left school at 15 and he failed some exams.
Yeah, that's
So
adorable.
how could
That is adorable.
So no fancy math. No fancy math about this guy.
Oh,
no
I mean, but
complex-
he did do a lot of math, some pretty serious math. I mean, can you do the
Based on indoctrination.
yeah? Can you do the Minkowski math that he did, or the tensors?
I would do my own math, and since the other people would come in the later generations and see these things to be cool.
Does the math
Nobody
that
would
you do
say-
involve tying rocks to things?
It has to be something nobody has ever done, so that no one will object and say this is wrong math,
Okay.
because
All right. Well, let's
maybe all his math was wrong.
maybe.
Nobody can prove something that is new.
Well, you can
There's
actually.
no way
What you
of,
want to do is you
what
go
do we
test
call
it.
it?
Somebody has a hypothesis, you go
Yeah,
test it.
Something like test.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's when you're dealing with numbers, what do you call? Is it balancing or I don't? Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on then. Okay. So he did not actually reject though, because he completely accepted
He
it.
clearly
Yeah. He
he rejected the system of indoctrination. He came up with his own.
huge parts of relativity is based on things he learned, things that other people had figured out.
Don't
Don't
forget that Newton.
Yeah, he based a lot of things on Newton.
And Einstein objected.
Actually,
So is modern day relativity
what do you mean? What do you mean
objecting
he
what Einstein?
objected?
Gravity,
Yeah.
Einstein was objecting some things about gravity that Newton did.
Well, hold on. Let's just read a quote from Einstein. He said, "No one must think Newton's great creation can be overthrown in any real sense by this or
He
any other
overthrew
theory."
certain things.
He said it cannot be overthrown. His clear and
This could be
wide.
the words of
hold
anybody.
on. Hold on. Let me finish. Just 2 sentences is all you need to do. His clear and wide ideas will forever retain their significance as the foundation on which our modern conceptions of physics have been built. There it is. That's Einstein's quote. So he didn't.
Anybody but Einstein could have written that? Anybody but Einstein.
Anybody but Einstein. Interesting. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there it is. Here's the citation. I believe that was from a newspaper interview. Let's see here. Let me see if I can grab that citation. So there it is. In Time, Space, and Gravitation, The Times, 28th of November, 1919, excerpt in David E. Rowe and Robert J. Shulman. Einstein on politics, his private thoughts, and public stands on nationalization, Zionism, war, peace, and the bomb.
What age did Einstein?
This was a quote.
He died at what age? That thing is from the 18. The guy died in 1955. Did he live 150 plus years?
Maybe
the article is saying 18. No, scroll up.
Right. Here we go.
Up.
Right here. Here's when it was published in The Times.
Where it says the article.
There it is. The Times.
Nah,
28th of November, 1919.
On the top part. Scroll up.
You want me to scroll up to a different one? All right, I'll scroll up to the previous one. Okay, the previous one. The address to students of California Institute of Technology from 1931.
No, go up. So that article in 1818 or something.
1945. All right, let me zoom out so maybe.
Why did you zoom it? Why did you zoom?
So that we can see it. All right, here we go.
Not that. Okay, right, people are gonna rewind because this is a YouTube video.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, 1879. What's that?
That's the year he was born. There, Sam.
Oh, okay. I wanted to catch one right there.
What's that?
So 79 to 55. How many years? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. We're really observant. Flat earthers, we don't
not
want anything to
yeah, they're not. They're not observant.
So move to the next slide.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Next slide. All right. There we go.
So that 1879. Okay. So Einstein's most famous thought experiments a parable about lightning strikes, as seen from a moving train, that shows how two observers can understand space and time in very different ways. Illusion. So he did acknowledge the powers of which lie beneath or eye, optical illusion.
Hold on, I'm just going to do this quick here.
So illusion is real.
Yeah, all right. So.
No, let's say it's stationary. There's no stationary in mine.
What's that?
I was writing that. I typed that.
You typed that yourself, huh?
From scratch.
From scratch.
From scratch.
Let's see. Except it's
Wait. Like.
Yeah.
You don't cite.
Okay. Yeah, right here.
When did citing become?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't cite it, did you? No, you didn't. So anyway, that you got from here.
No cite. How are we going to prove the shape of the earth if we don't cite?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should cite. Definitely, I agree. You should cite.
Censorship. This is censorship.
It's not censorship to expect you to cite. This is
what
I've done is I've shined a spotlight on plagiarism.
Are you working for YouTube? Oh, you have a channel with YouTube.
Are you running?
Oh God!
Why are you paying
I'm running! Oh yeah!
The censorship engine guy. Okay.
All right.
So optical illusion is real. We see it everywhere. Optical illusion. This guy did acknowledge the powers which lie beneath optical illusion.
Okay.
So no horizon whatsoever. That's just no curvature. Those are illusions.
Okay. All right. So
how two observers can understand space and time.
Yeah. Lightning strikes. All right. Let's move on here. All right.
So every scientific theory is always in question.
Very true. Yes.
I wonder if flat earthers are scientists or truth carriers.
No, they're not.
But anything that to do with the scientists, hear me well, is question. It's in question.
That's right.
It's not 100%. It's prone to errors. So unhidden or otherwise in
Yeah,
special
yeah,
relativity.
you're correct. You're correct. All right. What about it though?
So quantum gravity is an unsolved problem.
Yes.
So there is a problem with general relativity, which is all about gravity. So which is the problem of making it to work with quantum theory, which doesn't even, I think I favor this, though I cited or I copied from anywhere. I concur with what this says. So this is something that Einstein was still, so I said Einstein never concluded. That's where I was coming to. So he
Einstein
was
never
still
what?
trying to solve. He never concluded his theories.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's great that he
Yeah.
kept on
And
working.
when we,
He kept on working
when-
on stuff and trying to understand the universe better and
Yeah.
better throughout his entire life. That's fantastic.
and when
way
we
to go.
conclude based on modern relativity, don't mean we're right. We totally derailed from what the brain of Einstein was trying to achieve.
Okay.
Yeah. So we literally on his deathbed, and
Yeah.
he didn't conclude.
I'll tell you all
We still
about it.
cannot solve.
All right. All right.
Is it Tupac?
What?
Was that the reincarnated version of Tupac, like
The
skeletal vision?
the skeletal
Sounds like-
vision. I have no idea what you're talking
It
about.
defleshed.
All right.
Or born Tupac.
All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Are you ready for the next one?
I don't know. I'm trying to prepare myself.
I know you can't just swallow your pride, but you're getting some enlightenment out of this. Dude,
I am.
you're gonna be behind curtains and
Okay.
studying this and going like, okay, I'm gonna write a book after I transition from globe Earth to flat Earth.
All right. Are we
Gonna be best of
done with
some-
this one or
Of S.O.M's slides.
some
done with this one.
slides? Yeah. So
Done, but
someday.
not dusted.
Someday these slides will be enshrined in the S.O.M intergalactic
Okay,
intergalactic
mac and
headquarters,
cheese.
right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, Mike and cheese. We hear you.
All right. Are you are we ready to next one or are you done on this?
Drum roll. Drum roll. Where the drums at?
There we go. All right, here we go. Next one. All right.
What version of PowerPoint are you using? Cause
I am
can see some
using
special effects.
I am using Google Drive.
Oh,
So this is
okay.
Google
No
Docs
wonder the
version of
slides
it.
are
Yeah.
fun.
right.
Okay, so problems you get into are things like quantum theory requires that particles like the electron, proton, and neutron have, and they fall now.
Are what?
They added something out of it. And the electron, proton, and neutron, and they 4 elements now. There's another element which was discovered.
There another
So-
element? There's
Yeah.
more than 4 elements.
Yeah. Okay. I was out of my mind. So these have
Indeed you
non-zero
were.
mass and
Yeah.
0 size.
What,
Without that,
yeah. Now, how many elements are there that have been identified? Just for reference.
electrons, atoms, and
Now, elements.
protons.
Elements,
Oh,
not fundamental particles. Yeah.
elements of the periodic table.
Yeah.
coming in,
118.
so-
118 is the answer.
So far,
Yeah.
I should say
Yeah.
so far.
Yes. Yeah, that there may be more, but
So-
they don't have a very long half-life. So,
So we're talking about things which have 0 mass. I doubt if light doesn't have mass. It's just not detectable. The mass of light is,
oh. Yeah.
everything has, even the shadows, mass.
A shadow has mass.
Yeah.
How
Yes,
do you
it's
how
got
do you
to have
weigh
mass.
how do you weigh a shadow?
That's the question. We don't have tools yet
That is the
to weigh
question.
a
Yeah.
shadow.
Now, what if
Yeah.
like
We
you
can
got
move from 0 to negative.
could you get a bucket
We can
of,
move from 0 to negative.
Yeah, you can move from 0 to negative. What if you got a bucket of shadow?
Ice can be cold.
Yeah. All right, but let's get a bucket of shadow and then weigh it. Will it weigh negative pounds?
That is dependent on the light source, because shadows are formed by lack of.
Yeah, a shadow is a lack of light. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the density of a
So
shadow?
if light has got mass,
What's the density of a shadow? Could you run us through the equation for that?
microscope, nano, something.
Perfect. Okay.
That could be the density. Yeah.
All right. So quantum
just
theory.
We can detect.
Let's review. Quantum theory requires that particles
zero.
Yeah, particles like electron, proton, neutron have non-zero mass and zero size. They don't actually have zero size. Without that, bad things happen to the math. Okay. Yeah, but they don't.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, I don't know about the zero size thing where you got that from, but okay.
So general relativity says that anything.
Just a sec. I have a question for you from Cocaine Flatty. Ooh, one of your fans, I think.
Cocaine
Flatty says, "S.O.M, are the mass shadows in the room?"
I don't want to get high.
Hold on. Let me finish answering before you answer. Says, "S.O.M, are the mass shadows in the room with you now?"
Absolutely. Like you ever observed ants? You know, like when you're moving, you're walking, and the ants they pause when your shadow goes above them.
The ants.
Maybe the shadow. Yeah, ants stop moving when. Maybe people's shadows are scary. I don't know what makes.
I don't know.
Ants stop moving when they're in your shadow. So things like that. This is deep.
This is groundbreaking.
This is cocaine deep.
So let me. I mean, you're kind of getting. You're kind of spinning here. General relativity says that anything that has mass and is of zero size is a black hole. You're not familiar with the Schwarzschild radius, apparently, with a non-zero sized event horizon from which nothing can escape, and without that, bad things happen to the math. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
every particle is a black hole from which nothing can escape? Well, shadows can escape when there's light. How can a particle decay and thereby emit? So shadows decay from light.
What the hell?
So every particle is a black hole.
Shadows decay.
Every particle without mass, even air, is a black hole. That's what they're saying.
Shadows. Hold on, I want to examine this. Shadows decay from light.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
No. Yeah, from when they're not in the opaque of light, because light is everywhere. If it moved, we would not have shadows.
That's not big enough.
So light is an opaque thing.
Light's a what thing?
It's an opaque. It works in opaque.
Opaque.
Yeah, opaque.
Do you have to pronounce it differently? Does that help? Now, Rachie is asking if you can elaborate on that point, because she does not know what you mean.
On what?
The point that general relativity says that anything that has mass and is of zero size is a black hole. Of course, completely ignoring the Schwarzschild radius, apparently, with a non-zero size event horizon from which nothing can escape. And
how can something? Okay. Zero size. So, are we talking gases here?
And I don't know. This is your thing.
Just because we can't measure the size of gas, don't mean it has no size.
But we can measure.
Those are just undetectable measures.
But Sam, we can measure the size of gas.
The quantity.
Of gas. Did you know that we can measure the quantity of gas?
Oh, based on now, yeah, okay. They say they can make how. Let's see what they come up.
How?
Do you have a video or anything now? Yeah.
a video. I
The
mean,
size.
I can just, yeah, I can.
The size of gas.
The size of gas is,
Okay.
well, I mean, you put it in a container. That's how big it is. If you let it out of the
That's the
container, then you don't know because you don't know which particular portions of the gas you're interested in measuring. So
Does gas have mass?
gas does have mass.
Does
Yeah.
gas have mass?
Yeah.
Okay, then you can know the size.
So is your camera tipping? I mean, all we see now is your forehead. Yeah, I mean it's
Oh,
funny,
yeah.
but I don't know.
Maybe this proves that the Earth rotates. I don't know. Have we been here for 48 hours? Maybe the Earth is rotating. So,
I don't know. All right, I'm not. Gotta move up. Okay, what's that last part say then?
How can a particle decay and thereby emit something?
Apparently, nobody
that's the question to all
knows.
the black hole folks.
A black hole fox.
That's the question.
Did you say a black
All
hole
the black
fox?
hole foxes.
Fox.
Black hole foxes. Fox.
Like foxes, like the
Don't make.
the thing the animals that like to get into the chicken coop.
Don't make me say.
What's the speed of shadow?
Speed of shadow. Speed of shadow.
Yeah.
Shadows have pixels. I think like.
Shadows have pixels.
Yeah, they work. Yeah, I don't know how. There's light in the speed of the shadow. It's undetectable. So far, we don't have tools to measure that.
Okay. All right. And then you say at the bottom there, you said, so if every particle is a black hole, which it's not, but whatever, from which nothing can escape, how can a particle decay and thereby emit something?
Einstein says everything is constant, nothing is moving, but time. So shadows have no speed.
Can I get a citation for that?
Maybe you can type it, but there's somewhere where I read he says everything is constant, only time dilation. Yeah, something.
The speed of light is constant in all reference frames. That, yes.
Yeah, so that debunks that.
But not
debunks
everything.
Yeah, that objects his statement as well, because now you have to measure the speed of the shadow, but nothing is moving, only time. So
all right, hold on a second. I got to read something. So it looks like Gowden Rabers accidentally blocked and then unblocked Ashley Bloomfield. Ashley's first super chat for $5 Canadian. Let's see if this is. Oh, it's not there. Was something about this is on my
It's bricks.
proper.
Who's tipping in bricks dollars?
I don't know what you're talking about, but just a second.
Tip this guy a 1 tends to 40.
Ashley Bloomfield says, hey, darling, it's ghostly karma. Hee hee. This is my proper account. Winky wink. Much love all. And it's Ashley's first super chat. But I think Gowden's accidentally blocked and then unblocked. Okay.
They ran out of names in the
they did. Yeah, there's no names left.
I hope that's not on your national ID, because that's not a name.
Yeah, there's no names left. Siggy Sigwald says
situation.
Siggy Sigwald says hold on, just listen to this. If we're losing neurons tonight, at least get a free membership out of it. Hail Sagan. What do you think of that?
Hail Sagan.
Yeah, and then
are you making these names up? Oh.
Nope. That's now Cody Payne, who I'm going to have I'm going to meet this weekend, said back of the envelope calculations, if my math is right, the 1955 to 1961 time range is exactly 33 years. So that's how long it was. Some.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
Yep.
It was a bit glitchy.
Yep.
I didn't see clear.
A bit glitchy, says Siggy Sigwald says if you've ever been on a plane, you are a millionth of a second younger than everyone else because the faster you move, the slower time ticks for you.
No, that all the pilots live long, so I don't think that's. If you've gone into the record of pilots, they live long, so I think that's false. Have you ever seen a young pilot? Young pilots are few. Oh, is that why the reason why we've got all the pilots?
I don't know if there's enough
most
time.
of the pilots are all so they age. Okay, we'll look into that.
Look into that. Okay. Pat the chat says, are Einstein's buttery equations salted or unsalted?
So it's sorted?
Salted. There it is.
Yeah.
Pat in the chat, salted. Brian Peck says too, and this is like repeatedly punching a toddler. Are you a toddler?
It depends from what angle you're looking at it, you know.
Okay.
Men are boys. Boys are men.
That's a band, sort of a band, aren't they? Boys to Men. Right? What song did they sing?
You know, that's when I'm getting a clear impression of that title. Boys to Men. How many were there? Were there two?
I think it's
If there were
just
five.
I'm guessing it's just two, because there's a two in their name, isn't it?
So if there were five, only two are men. Boys
Could
two
be.
men.
Maybe
Boys
there's
is
two
two
boys
men.
and two men. And I don't know.
There's two men, the rest are boys.
Gary Donnelly says, Sam's stupidity is giving me a headache. Is this stupidity, Sam?
It depends from what others like. The Indians like their meals rotten, and we like the meals fresh. So you're gonna call the meals rotten, but to them it's fresh. They're
Okay.
gonna call your fresh food rotten because they like rotten food. Don't get it twisted.
Wisdom from Sam, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Cocaine Flatty says Sam put the special in special relativity.
Special relativity.
Yeah.
It's not even special.
And who puts the fun in funeral?
Who puts the fun in funeral?
Yeah.
The guy who dies. You know.
Oh, all right. Mark Beiser says Mathemagic. All right, Tom, are we done with this slide here?
I like that. Mathemagic.
Yeah.
Wow. That's from a female, I guess.
Mark Beiser is definitely not.
Damn.
Yeah.
Behaving like one.
Yeah, Brianna's not here for you tonight. I figured Brianna would be here.
How is she around? Like,
I've seen her. Brianna Johnson, I've seen her around. I don't know where she is, but she's got a thing for you, Sam. I don't know what it is.
I'm still saving up. I'm still saving up a buck.
You're still 7 up.
Yep.
All right. Should we move on? Let's move on. The cosmological constant. All right.
Keeps getting better and better. So
Yeah.
another error. Einstein thought he had made then fixed, then had to unfix. What was the problem of the cosmological constant? So because of age, I think this guy never got to where he was heading, because no matter how genius you are, don't mean that you can't age. But yeah, he had to fix and unfix. We don't know whether he died with a fix or he died with an unfix. So
Nobody could possibly know, could they? I mean, they could not just look at the things he published or, apply the math and compare it to reality themselves. Nobody could possibly know, right?
The wheelchair scientist. What was his name?
The wheelchair scientist.
Yeah. At least that one had time.
He went by Wheels. People just called him Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Wheels.
No. I mean this guy who went on a wheelchair.
That would be Stephen Butterfield.
We had him in our generation. He died recently.
Yeah, and actually, yeah.
At least that one had time.
Yes. Yep.
So his equations, back to Einstein, predicted that the universe would either expand or contract.
Yeah. So the guy in the wheelchair you're thinking of is Charles Xavier.
No,
No?
this guy with the
Nah,
button on the wheelchair.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking about Charles Xavier.
The guy who looked like Bill Gates.
The guy who looked like Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Charles Xavier, definitely. All right.
Hawkins. Is it?
Sean
Stephen.
Sean
Stephen.
Hawkins. Sean Hawkins. Yes.
No, Stephen? Sean? Okay. So, back to Einstein. Expand or contract. Who thinks in those lines? Like, how do you predict the opposite of something? Like, universe would expand or contract. Is it like a trampoline?
It's
I don't know.
don't know. Yeah, nobody could ever know because he never wrote anything about it down, did he? Right? If
Yeah.
only
Sounds like
he
those
had
modern-
if only
modern
he had
relativity.
written things down while he was alive so that people could just, think about, and then know what he meant and what he was thinking
He did
of.
wrote some stuff, but this is modern relativity, so that's not coming from him.
It's modern.
So he thought this was
relativity.
wrong. Yeah, anybody would think this is wrong. So he added an ugly, arbitrarily constant in there to prevent that from happening. Then we found out that the universe actually does. You don't say Einstein. This is modern relativity. Forget about Einstein's relativity.
Yeah.
This is us. So then we found out that the universe usually does expand. Because NASA says it does. Hollywood pictures it that way. So he sheepishly admitted his mistake and removed the constant again, which handily allows the Big Bang to work just nicely to impress all the Hollywood lovers, etc.
Okay.
etc. The Big Bang theory, the
Yeah,
biggest
so,
hoax.
I mean,
of
the
all
question
times.
is, why did he use an ugly constant? Right? There's so many beautiful constants you could use, like the letter K is sometimes a little brash. It's real pointy, right? You wouldn't want to use that because that's kind of an ugly constant. You'd want to use a pretty one, right?
He knew, his relativity was looked up by many people. So, when you talk about Lionel Messi getting the Baron d'Or and everything, others are in objection of that. They want to create their own versions of Lionel
All right,
Messi.
can we should move?
So
we should
we've
move
got
forward
in
here.
modern relativity,
All right,
we have our own version of Einstein
all right. Now we have
sitting around the modern.
Yeah. Okay. We've got this.
So
What about this?
So it's just a theory, not complete.
Oh,
So why are we
can you
arguing
give us
about
an example, just so the audience knows what is complete?
Gravity.
Yeah. What theory has completed? Give us an example.
What theory is completed?
Yeah. So
Theory of the dome.
And where was the theory of a dome published, and who confirmed it? And what was the process that they used to complete the theory of the dome?
So it's the thing about textbooks. If something is not published,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just asking you because you said that the theory of the dome is complete. So I just want to know how it became complete. What was the process that the theory of the dome went through to become completed?
The most basic and yet complex, the most sought book of all time that is complete, based by divine, spiritual. The Bible talks about the firmament, and that's a complete theory.
So if
it's in the Bible.
if a really old book talks about something in vague passing terms, that makes something complete. Is that right?
Absolutely. The prophecies in the Bible come to pass.
Yeah, but that's a separate topic.
Never came to pass. So at least we can count on this book. We've got Nostradamus, we've got the Bible, we've got prophets in the Bible, we've got scientific prophets. None of the things, even the weather will report to say we're gonna have showers tomorrow around 14 p.m. and the showers don't come; they come later in the evening.
Uh-huh.
So science is incomplete.
So yeah, so
prone to errors.
I have to say I'm a bit confused on the actual process that the theory of the dome went through
of the Bible
to
of the
become
Bible.
complete.
No, it's in there. The fact that we failed to penetrate
The what?
through it. The fact that we failed to penetrate through it, like Hillary Clinton repeatedly put it on the press that we tried to go through the dome. She wasn't just using those words. You know, we've got
What the hell are you talking
we've got
about?
citation about that.
When she talked
So-
about the glass ceiling,
It's there.
Sam,
hidden.
Sam, let me just help you out here. The glass ceiling is an American English, maybe other countries as well, but an American English idiom about the limit that women could attain, the maximum limit that women could attain in business. Often referred to how much money they made or what kind of positions in an organization they could have. It's the glass ceiling. And so she was running for president, and she wanted to break the idiom, break the glass ceiling, and then become president. That's what it's about.
So you are telling the whole world that that was a coincidence because NASA was launching something at that time. She said those words.
Oh, what were they launching?
There was some experiment or something.
Well, which one?
They sent out a rocket around that time. Okay.
Which rocket?
In order to find which one, you can pinpoint the date that she alluded those words and see what NASA activities happened around that time. Then we can pinpoint. You get?
Yeah, but you're the one that made. You said this. You said this. So I'm just.
There's a time. Yeah. They put all the things in record. She said those words when I don't know if it's NASA or some other space agencies did their thing, but it didn't work. So that was a coincidence.
Okay.
It's politics. There's no coincidence.
Okay. Let me say just a thing for those viewing. Craig, I was just talking with Craig. He's got stuff at home.
Yeah.
We're gonna slide it half an hour back. So just so everybody knows. So anyway, can you?
I thought Craig was gonna do the pinpointing.
The pinpointing.
Yeah. He really says this on this date. What NASA activities happened during that week?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Before, yeah.
Nobody could know. It's impossible to find out. I mean, other than when did.
So to us who are wise and are not familiar with American idioms,
we can say,
all
right.
We thought it was a message.
When did she talk about it? So here you go. This is 2008 presidential race, right then. So that would have been.
No, it was Obama.
So
that was with right was it with Obama or Trump?
Yeah, Obama.
Around the Trump around the Trump victory, not 2008.
No, it was 2008 when Obama got the nomination instead of her. Yeah, so this would have been.
And what activities?
Yeah, the
space activities.
Yeah, so what happened in? No, it wasn't November 8th. It was. I don't know exactly what day it was. So let's see. November 9, 2016. There it is. No, that's a different one. That's a different one.
So what activities happened in that month? And
there it is.
Concerning
this is the one. All right, hold on.
Aero activity.
Here it is. We weren't able to shatter that hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you. It got 18 million cracks. So that was July 28 of 2016. So there we can go.
Of upload or the menu. No, that's a YouTube upload. Just anyone can upload.
Oh,
Is
you're
it the
right.
actual
You're
date?
right. You're right. That was
On news, try Fox.
it was
try
November
Fox.
9,
Fox
November
News
9,
or
2016.
BBC.
Yes.
Is that on Fox or BBC?
I guess I would have known that. So here we go. November 2016, NASA launches. So certainly we're going to find something then, right? Wow.
Yeah. Expedition.
Yeah, all
Ha!
right.
Wow. I like that.
November 21, there are 3 spacecraft docked to the space station, including Soyuz MS-02, Soyuz MS-03 crew vehicles, and the Progress 64 resupply ship. 2 more spaceships will arrive in December. So I'm not finding anything because Soyuz is not NASA. And Progress.
Yeah, this is some
60.
private.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything here for you.
Yeah, but the point I'm getting to is that for those of us who are not familiar with American dialect, we are wise. We thought it was a message.
Yeah, and Progress 64 is also Russian. So none of those actually are NASA. So what were you talking about with that then? So
I think the November 2016 was just an upload on YouTube. It's not the actual day that Clinton.
Actually, it is, because November 9th of 2016 is the day that the election happened. And I know that because I'm an American, I live in America, and I was paying attention on the day
they don't allow rallies during the day of elections unless American democracy is different. No politician has to speak, address.
You're telling me how this works, huh?
Yeah. On the day of elections,
you are more familiar with American politics than an American.
With democracy in general.
That is Dunning-Kruger.
So that couldn't have been
on display for everybody. Oh my goodness. Siggy Sigwald gifted another 50. Thank you to Siggy. Holy cow.
Gift in bricks currency. Gift in bricks. Well.
Is bricks a currency?
Yet to be. Bricks dollar. I mean bricks dollar. So
bricks dollar. Okay, so would you like to see Andreas Eld's take on relativity?
Did that happen or?
Yeah, here, let's
yet
watch.
To happen.
Let's watch.
Just remember that you're standing on the planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles an hour. That's orbiting at 90 miles.
This is disappointing.
So it's reckoned a sun that is the source of all our power. And the weather as well, when it's shining you can tell, but it's also driving all the wind and rain. And remember Einstein said, excuse me sir, but when does Oxford stop at this train?
What was he getting at?
I didn't quite get the words that he said, but it seems to me like he's talking about relativity and trains moving and platforms and all that. That's pretty fun there, Andreas. Okay, we should read this. You should read this here. All right, go ahead. So back.
Sorry, it's just a theory, not complete. That's why they keep on adding stuff. So they added gravitation to special relativity. In the quantum field theory.
They added gravitation to special relativity. Who did that?
Modern. I don't know. You modern guys keep adding stuff.
Don't know that. So you just made something up. Okay.
I forgot who did that, but I read somewhere. These are the things that they added.
You read something.
Things keep on emerging.
All right.
Yeah. The more I read, the more I grew less smart.
You're right. I agree. I'm not surprised. Okay.
Quantum mechanics does work in here and there. But yeah, some of these things that we cannot
Quantum mechanics
um,
works here and there.
eliminate, substitute. Yeah, we can't substitute everything. Some of these things are great.
Are you okay? But I'm curious where this is. You said general relativity added gravitation to special relativity. Is that actually what you think is what happened?
No, I doubt.
You don't think that's what happened?
Because
That's not
gravity
what happened.
defies.
That's not what happened. So,
Yeah, gravity
okay.
will defy everything in relativity.
Okay. Siggy Sigwald says has a message just for you. Sam, can you Google what is a
Bring it on.
scientific theory now, live, and read the definition for us? I'll give you 10 memberships to your channel if you do. So right now, Google what is a scientific theory. Can you do that for Siggy?
I like to use, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna use Oxford 11th edition. If you don't find it, then it's dumb.
If you don't
That's my
find it,
trusted
then it's
source.
dumb.
Yeah. Scientific theory, right?
Okay.
Well, it's unfortunate I can't do that because I might go offline. My Google is, yeah, I don't want to go to my Chrome. It
Okay.
could do the same thing.
I tell you
Yeah,
what, I'll put
I
it
don't
up
wanna
right here.
risk it. Let me
Yeah,
use
there-
my phone.
There you go.
I'm-
There you go.
I'll use my, yeah, you can put it up.
Yeah, there it is. Here it is up on screen. You can read it.
What is a theory? Try Oxford 11th edition. I don't trust
Well,
some of these
read this
sources.
while I read that while I Google it.
So in everyday use,
Yeah.
the word
okay.
theory often means an untested hunch or a guess without supporting. You know, there's some theories that are
Okay,
tested and then
keep going. Keep
you
going.
write
Don't
them
stop.
back in theory.
Don't stop.
But for scientists, a theory has nearly the opposite meaning. A theory is a well-substantiated explanation of an aspect of the natural world that can incorporate laws, hypotheses, and facts.
There you go. Good job.
The theory of gravitation and facts. Okay, what are facts?
Good job. Good job.
Am I done from here?
So yeah, so within science,
I go
it
on?
means the opposite of what people use in common parlance. All right, good. Glad to know that. So relativity is not just a theory. Relativity is a scientific theory. It's not a guess. It's not an unproven
But not all
guess. It's
theories.
not a hypothesis. It's something that has a large amount of supporting evidence and can make predictions about things.
Not all theories are untested. Not all
In
theories
fact,
are untested.
relativity is thoroughly tested. But Siggy says, Sam, give us your channel.
We read.
Hold on,
we
Sam,
reverse.
we
listen. Reverse engineer stuff. That's
Sam, listen.
through theory.
Siggy says specifically to you, Sam give us your channel. You earned those 10 memberships. Do you have a YouTube channel? Sam?
I was working on one, but it's not yet published.
Oh, you don't have one?
I was working. Are you getting it?
Am I getting what?
No, I was working on one, but it's not
Okay.
yet published.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Siggy.
I was working on one, but it's not yet published.
All right. He doesn't have one, Siggy. Daryl Frost says, do you understand it's still just a theory? It's not a law. I agree. It's not a law. Relativity is a theory, a scientific theory. But putting just in front of it seems to try to degrade it into being. When somebody does that, it's clear that they're using the common parlance word for theory that, it's a guess. but relativity is not a guess.
It's a
Relativity
guess.
is a scientific theory. It can make predictions about things. It's supported by a large
Modern
amount of
relativity.
evidence.
Modern relativity is a guess.
I have no
Albert
idea what you mean
wasn't a
by
guess.
modern relativity. Right?
Modern relativity is a guess.
I don't even know what you mean by modern relativity.
So what I mean is Albert Einstein created a framework, and
Yeah.
after he passed on,
Okay.
that framework was more rebranded.
Okay.
Math was made more fancy. His algebra expressions were made more complex or fancy, so to put it.
His
So
algebra
that
was made
becomes
more fancy.
So that becomes a modern.
Can you, just for the audience, could you give us an example of what you mean by that? Like for example, what did Einstein publish in
An
his
example
general
of what?
relativity paper in 1915, and what did then people add to it and change it and modify it? Give me a before and after example, maybe.
We've got quantum mechanics today, right?
Yeah, quantum mechanics isn't really relativity. So here's an example, right? Here's on screen. This is from his 1915.
It was
paper.
one of his theory.
Yeah, right here. So here you go. So like this is right here. Well, from him. It's on the third page of his, right? Page 1, page 2. He's got a little math there. Ooh, there's a nice one at the bottom. Page 3. Here you go. So how is this modified from Einstein's relativity to become modern relativity, as an example? Then
Is this algebra?
this is a little bit more than algebra.
Yeah.
This
then
would be you got summations.
You just answered it.
Yeah, you got different. Yeah, but this is
Does
what
this look like
this
a
is
15-year-old, a school dropout?
This is what
crazy.
Einstein wrote. This is what Einstein wrote. This is his actual paper that he actually submitted to have published.
I would love to read through the same paper that
You'd love to read it. Well,
I would like to.
So the fact that you claimed that that Einstein's relativity was modified
Has been modernized,
into modern relativity, but you can't actually specify what was done to change it. And it's clear that you've never looked at this, which is fine.
Given the time, I would.
You had the time. I mean, we've been talking about this debate for like 9 months.
But we were looking at it the general point of view. But
a general point.
That's another topic. Yeah, that's another topic.
Yeah, but I mean, you're the one that made claims about it. I was just giving you a chance to talk about it. So yeah,
I would talk about it, but
all right. Well, here we go.
Just
back to this.
So what's the next
slide?
slide?
Yeah. Let's see. Here's the addendum. You see this on the general theory of relativity? Addendum. You see that? What? You know what this is about?
No.
Cosmological constant. Anyway. There it is. There's the stuff that, I mean, this is what you just made claims about, but you never looked at, which I understand. It's not.
I won't comment on that because
it's not reachable by a lot of people. So anyway,
by me concluding.
Yeah. Okay. So. Cocaine Flatty said somehow Palpatine fancy math returned.
Fancy math.
Pat in the chat says, I think that's on Einstein's headstone. Here lies Albert Einstein. He was not a guy for fancy math. But of course, it would have been written in his original Hungarian, right? His It's native Hungarian.
It's because he was Hungarian and you
Yeah.
know. he tried to-
Janusz Taka says, Guten Tag, ich bin aus Ungarn. Let me know if anything needs translated.
Well, most of translations are biased, you know.
Most translations are biased.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
probably,
much addition.
yeah. What is your first language?
First language is Swahili.
Ah,
Sorry, Zulu. Shaka Zulu.
Zulu. But how's your
Yeah.
Swahili?
It's very poor.
Very poor. So why did you say that your
I-
first language was Swahili?
By
Well, how are you
By,
confused about which is your first language?
because I haven't I don't even know how to speak my first language, so
Okay.
I think
Have you been
not
drinking a
really.
bit too much gongo?
too much what?
Gongo.
Oh, that's like with a straw.
With the straw.
Yeah, you drink from whatever.
Gongo is a hooch. Siggy Sigwald says S.O.M thinks all it takes to be a genius is to reject knowledge and replace it with his own. He forgot he forgot to be right, which is also a requirement. Yeah. So far you've just
Right,
rejected
what?
that. Yeah, you've said that you don't like it. But I mean,
Modern
but let me just
all the
clarify
fancy
this.
stuff rejected, trashed,
Yeah, but you don't
just to
understand.
keep people going.
Yeah, you don't understand relativity
And
well
to
enough
have,
here. But Sam, I just got to say, general relativity is not just special relativity plus gravitation. That's not what it is.
Well,
And
denied,
quantum
but
field
they
theory
added gravitation.
did not merge with the special theory of relativity. I mean, there's stuff. There's stuff where
Because
they
it
interact.
destroys everything.
No, there's things where they interact.
When you accept that.
That's no. All right, let's get up to here. Okay. Why you don't
So why I
personally
personally don't believe.
relative.
Yeah.
Now here's the nice thing. You see up at the top left there, it says BBC. That's a citation. You didn't make that. BBC did. That's cool. Thank you.
No, it's a content. BBC got the content and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm just
They
giving
rebranded
credit.
it.
You didn't plagiarize this, right? I mean, you could have put in the corner there.
What is BBC? BBC is a broadcaster.
Yeah. So you
So,
could have
yeah.
really
they get the
plagiarized
content-
it by claiming that you designed it, which we know you didn't. So
No, I'm on citing.
yeah.
Or
All right.
It's a
So
reference.
here it is. Why you personally don't believe it, and there we go. Let's see.
That's a video.
What's a video?
That's a video.
This is a video?
Yeah, this is a video. But you're using you're not using Microsoft.
You're correct. I'm not using Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I send the video separately.
Okay.
So in the slide it was going to play. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't have PowerPoint on my computer here, so
oh, sure.
all right.
It just says
All right, hold on just a second. I need to have a little drink here. So are you
dude grabbed
me
the
that.
fish pond when I asked him to install PowerPoint.
I
Where's the
grabbed
jellyfish?
a fish pond.
Yeah, where's the jellyfish?
I have no idea. Maybe it's with Einstein's butter equations.
You drowned him. It's in your liver.
I have no idea.
No wonder you're not thinking straight.
Um,
You believe was textbook stuff.
all right. So all right, let's move on to this one here. Could you cover this one here? We've just got one after
So
this.
the-
This is amazing.
So the shape of Earth according to theory of relativity, right? So it's oblate spheroid. Earth is an oblate spheroid. Spheroid.
Yeah.
This means it is spherical in shape,
Yeah.
but not perfectly round.
Correct.
It is slightly bulged.
Yes.
And is what word again?
What?
Flattened at the poles.
Yeah, you know what that means,
So
right?
we're not left out. So that means it's a equal thing. It's a versus.
It's
We're
a
talking
what?
about spherical, and it's a versus thing. For spherical and flatness of the earth.
No. That doesn't mean when it says flattened at the poles, it doesn't mean Earth is flat. It means
But
that
it could.
it's a little smushed. So if you take
It could mean.
do you have oranges, the fruit, an orange in where you live?
What's the definition of flattened?
Yeah, just a second. I'm getting to it. I'm explaining it to you. Do you have oranges?
No, you're not.
Is this a fruit that you have commonly there?
I don't have an orange. I have a chapati.
Chapati.
I could have an orange. I could have a chapati.
Okay,
Flat, disc shape.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
And chapatis have got flattened edges or poles.
Yeah, but that's not what it's
Orange doesn't
talking
have
about.
flattened.
Earth is an oblate spheroid. This means it's spherical in shape, but not perfectly round. It's slightly bulged at the equator. So the equator is a little bit, by a very small percentage, a little bit bulging, and then at the top and bottom, at the poles, not top and bottom, but then they're smushed a little. That's what that means. It doesn't mean that they're flat. So, all right.
You ever seen the feet of a penguin?
Penguin feet.
That's what you that's what you're describing. You know, like penguin is slightly bulged on the waist, and then the paws are flattened. Those are legs. So that's how the earth looks.
No, not that much.
That's crazy. So
it's
not
super
a globe.
close. It's so close to spherical
It's not a
that
globe.
you cannot tell with your eyes. Oh my goodness.
It's not a globe.
All right. And then are you ready for the final one here?
Hit them up.
All
Drum
right,
roll.
here it is. There it is. And in the wrap up, he introduces a new term. It's classic thing to do in the conclusion. All right, go ahead. Read that for everybody.
Theory of relativity and motion. Why is it called the theory of relativity? So, no experiment done on the Earth would detect the absolute motion of the Earth. So now we touch the motion part. So this statement is profoundly true that there is therefore no meaning to the notion of absolute motion. So all motion is relative to other bodies, and this is why we call it the theory of relativity. That don't mean the sun is at a constant, because these bodies are relative. So how can the other bodies be in motion? That's not relative at all. So there's been some claimed experiment to detect the motion of the Earth, but those experiments are down. They're dumbfounded.
Well, let me help you out there. Here you go. I will. Let's see. There you go. Here's three of the different ways that we know that the Earth is orbiting the sun. Two of them are referenced in this book. In fact, I have them marked right here.
Yeah. See that book
right here
is modern.
Hold on. No, this was what he wrote in 1960. Just a second. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt while I read this. Don't interrupt.
Detect motion.
Don't interrupt while I read this, please. Einstein wrote in 1915, we refer to the yearly movement of the apparent position of the fixed stars resulting from the motion of the Earth round the sun, aberration, and to the influence of the radial components of the relative motions of the fixed stars with respect to the Earth on the color of light reaching us from them. So there's two things that Einstein himself spoke of in 1916 to know that the Earth is orbiting the sun. First one, aberration here. He's talking to the original paper by James Bradley published in 1927 where he measured aberration. By 1905
Nice.
when he identified the special theory of
Debunk.
relativity. He
debunked himself.
that's
There's
what
no
he,
way.
yeah.
Oh.
And on the
That's the last part I read. There's no way.
on the electrodynamics of buttered
Absolute
bread,
motion.
he wrote, yeah. And then the second one is here we go, annual Doppler shift, which was identified first by Vogel and Schneier in 1892. It was published. So by the time 1905 rolled around, Einstein had a chance to read it
Make yourselves feel
in the original German. So there you go. There's two of them. Third one is stellar parallax, which was identified by Bessel in 1839. So there you go. All right. That's it.
make yourselves feel comfortable. But as you know, relativity is in two parts. There's Albert Einstein's relativity and modern relativity. Modern relativity is based off what we as a generation want to feel driven about, all these
I have no idea
theories.
what you're talking about there. Sam, I got a couple more things to read here. Can I? Cocaine Flatty, which I think Cocaine Flatty is one of your buddies here, says quotes are relative. Some confirming relativity. Now, when I'm reading something, don't talk over me. It makes it hard to understand. So wait until I'm done.
Voiceover.
Yeah, if you
It's
wait
a
till I
voiceover,
understand.
dude.
Yeah. Cocaine Flatty says some are the mass shadows in the room with you now. Love that. Let's see. It jumped on me. Some. Let's see. Ashley Blofield. Hey, it's Darling Ghostly Karma. Thank you for that. Icy Spin. Some selective, overconfident misquoter. Janusz Taka says that you cannot spell slaughter without laughing.
Comfortable, dude.
Yeah, dude. All right. It helps so much more for the audience if you don't talk while I'm talking. Just wait till after. It'll help a lot. So Janusz says you can't spell slaughter without laughter. Now you talk. Go ahead. Little quip back.
Slaughter.
Perfect.
Slaughter.
Perfect. All right. Cocaine Flatty says Psalm. It's 10 to the negative 17.
That's proven.
Oh, you did it again. Just a second. Don't say anything until I'm done. Okay, I'll let you know when I'm done.
That came after. No.
All right. So tell you what, I'll do this.
The bleach.
I'll do this when I'm done. Okay. Cocaine Flatty says Psalm is 10 to the negative 17.
No.
Oh
wait.
my! You did it again. You didn't. I didn't do the hand signal. You gotta wait. Wait for the hand signal. Here we go. I'll try it again. Psalm is 10 to the negative 17 times smarter than us all.
Hell, Hitler.
Don't say that. Oh my gosh. Tesla Radio says, Psalm, what's the answer to the ultimate question?
What's the ultimate question?
I mean, that's a good thing to wonder about, but the answer to the ultimate question is 42. Okay, Cocaine Flatty says,
yeah, there is no ultimate question.
Psalm, right, here we go. And I'm going to point this time. Sorry. Psalm, what do you do when life gives you lemmas?
I collect lemons.
Lemmas.
You said lemmas.
Yeah, all right. You collect them. Got it. Siggy Sigwald says the closest a flurf gets to realize he's wrong, the more random the flurf resets. Starts with I know Einstein and continues with Clinton, Soros, and the reptilians don't want you to know the earth is flat.
And globe efforts plant tomatoes in their rooms.
Yes. I planted them outside, and then we moved them inside.
A color does it wrong. Wow.
Yep. We're hoping that they ripen. Yes.
They will choke you.
Okay, here goes. Janusz Taka says in Hungary, glass ceiling turned into wine bottles.
No, damn it. That's in Hamas.
Cocaine Flatty says, thank you, Sig. Sam, how much mass does a membership have?
Roughly about 20 yards.
20 Earths. Okay.
Yards.
Let's see. A bunch from Siggy that we covered. Siggy says, if we were talking about evolution, there's such a thing as modern evolutionary theory, which includes genetics and other mechanics besides mutation. Relativity is still relativity 100 years later. I think that was from Siggy talking to Daryl Frost. So,
Gerard Dixon, The Walking Dead.
nope. Daryl Frost. PhD Tony says, when you say X is wrong, it's helpful to know what X involves and what is the evidentiary basis supporting it is.
This question is supposed to make you smart.
Well, this one he's kind of making a point here, hoping that maybe you learn from it, I suppose.
Well, learning is inevitable.
Learning is, yes. All right. 3 Ron says he's the last scrape of bottom of the Flurf barrel.
MC Tone.
Yes. You said my name.
He was once a flat earther before he became a globe earther.
Who was?
MC Tone.
That's wrong.
Well, you do not deny your past.
That's not my past.
That's your future.
Okay. Sam. All right. I have another live stream coming up in a few minutes. I hope that relativity is all the better for this beatdown that you you gave it.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate. I grew less smart the more I digged into relativity. Just
Yeah, you did.
It's
You
just a
certainly
book.
did.
It's just
You certainly
like
did.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter. Yeah, I'm sure that Harry Potter studied.
What you call a collection of books?
A collection of books we would call, the place that you store them you would call a library. A collection of books
No.
you might call an anthology.
Like we have got Harry Potter and the Order of Smash Smash, and Harry Potter and the Dungeon of Smash Smash. So what you call those series? The sequels of books. Yeah, that's how relativity is. It's just it's a sequel of
Makes
theories
no sense.
based on nothing.
That makes no sense. But I do appreciate that you stopped by, that you actually pulled it together somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Is this AI? Is this AI? Somehow.
Somehow you pulled it together.
Oh, I thought you meant somehow I made it to the show.
You did, yes. Somehow you made it to the show. Stiggy says, for 100 ARSs, this was delightfully stupid. Please, Sam, do drop by MC2 in live Discord to let us know once you get that channel up and running. Do you have a Discord account? You could, and I would invite you to it. As we head out. Got the next stream coming. Is there anything you'd like to share with just 30 seconds quick with the people?
It's very unfortunate that a famous scientist talk about relativity, but we are unrelated as human beings. We've got globe earthers on the other end and flat earthers on the other end. Why can't we just come together and believe that the earth is both flat and round?
Why can't we?
Problem solved.
Probably because it's logically inconsistent, but that's a good question. PhD Tony comes in with the last one, says no object sees its own motion / acceleration in its own reference frame. This is just as true of Earth as it is of anything else. S.O.M. There you go. Thank you for that. Sam, I'm gonna wrap it up,
Bingo.
and I'll chat with you tomorrow. And thanks a lot for coming by. We'll see you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one, everybody. See ya.